The problem when you get to 58 years old and you've tried to live a Christian life and you've been through 2 marriages and had several relationships, you start to realize that either to a certain element you've got problems yourself that need to be addressed, and on the other hand, life will not always go the way that you want it to. We approach life with the belief that everything's got to work out 100% right, which means you have one relationship and it lasts forever, and that's what you would hope. But for many of us it hasn't worked out that way. And does that make us wicked, evil people? I don't think so. I think if you spoke to the ladies that have been in my life, I've damn well tried my best to entertain and be a good host and man for them and husband and all the rest of it. And situations and circumstances and characteristics and personalities and the way in which they bake in the relationship, the way in which the ingredients of the 2 different people blend, and what comes out of that recipe can be unpredictable, because sometimes it takes time to see what's really going to come out of it. Things normally will start out okay at first, and that's what brings us together. That's what gives us hope that the relationship will work, or there's a chance. We don't necessarily have to put all our eggs in one basket. But with the powers and principalities of darkness working against us, all the different elements and ways in which people are within themselves and their carnal nature, sinful nature, the Adamic nature, and our awarenesses of that, the way it tries to ruin things in our mind and change our mind to bring destruction upon ourselves and the people around us, deceiving us and misleading us. And you'll hear a lot of people, good people, say, I don't even know what made me do it. I do. Your carnal, sinful nature. A lot of what the carnal, sinful nature does is described or tried to be identified with narcissistic traits, and you'll see a lot more people with these videos on narcissism are getting to the point where they're saying it's evil. Well, it probably is evil, but the evil's proceeding from our sinful, evil, carnal, Adamic nature. That's where it's coming from. So you can call it whatever trait you want. Evil's going to be evil. You can learn about how evil works. You can learn about how people will consume time in your life. If you want a proper relationship, that's where this is applicable. If you just want to play around and be reckless and destructive and all that kind of, and sinful and all that kind of stuff, don't worry about watching these videos. When evil's had its way with you, if you live through it, because a lot of people just sit on the fringes playing with evil and all that comes with it, convincing themselves that they're not. Once it's worn you out and had its way with you and kicked you to the curb, that's when people start to go, hang on a sec, there's more going on here than I'm aware of. I'm not actually making some of these decisions for myself. What's causing me to do this? And people go to rehab and all that stuff, which is fine, which is great, church and all that. But if you don't accept you've got a sinful, evil nature, How are you going to know how to overcome it? The first thing I can tell you on how to overcome your sinful evil nature and the trouble that it causes and the way that it deceives us and infiltrates our goodness and turns it into evil, makes our decisions wrong and misleads us and misguides us, is to not only know that you have a sinful evil nature, but to also realize that there is a sinful evil spiritual realm where demons and Satan as their leaders are out to ruin lives, and they'll come in through the doorway of your mind that is open to your sinful nature. It gives them passage. They have passage into our life when we are subject to and given over to or influenced by our sinful evil nature. When we engage our sinful nature or it engages us, we give liberty and authority for demons to enter in to our lives. And they will. They're waiting 24/7 to bring us down and to ruin us. I've had several relationships now where I purpose myself to try and make them work, only to find that after the initial love bomb stage, these people try to entrain me into becoming a convenience while they lived a separate life. That sounds silly for a man to be experiencing that, but I've seen it with my own two eyes. These people know, they know, these women know how to try and entrain you. If they're interested in you and you're giving them good supply, be it money, a place to be entertained, a bed, somewhere to stay when they visit, sex. If you're good at sex, they'll hang around if they're somatic. If you're half intelligent and you can cook and contribute, these people will hang around, but they'll always be on the fringe. You'll never feel like you've got a full, proper, locked and loaded relationship. It'll always be like the oyster in the shell, ready to slip out of the shell. And you'll always feel like you're grasping at trying to get deeper into the relationship. And what you'll find is if you do start to crack this sinful person or this type of person, see, the word sin's a heavy word, isn't it? It's like incest and those type of words. They're very heavy. This type of person, they will waste your time. They will use your time up. And as you start to think to yourself, hang on a sec, something's just not complete. Something's just not right. Where or what is the other side of this person's life? And if you're clever, you'll work it out. Usually they're getting supply from somewhere else, be it family members, children, some outside other person. Hank, come on mate. Some other person that they shouldn't be involved in. Possibly friends in that, which you can't begrudge people. But as you sense this, you need to detach. You need to detach according to the unresolved or the things that are upsetting you that aren't being resolved. Let's go, please. Hank. Step back, detach. Let them go and give preference to their other things. If that's not what you want, let them know. If they don't resolve it, you need to let them go. Say, look, I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore. Detach, let them go, leave them alone, and get on with your life.